Hey guys, how's it going? We're back with another episode of Campionato TV. We're going to be talking about the Serie A race, and we're also going to be talking about some past action in the Europe this week. We'll start out with the Serie A, and as you guys are aware, or may not be aware, Inter had a game in hand that they played in midweek against Bologna. And if they had won that, they'd be in first place by a point. But they ended up losing to Bologna on a goalie error. Um, it just goes to show you the strength of the league. There are some very strong teams in the Serie A. I mean, none of these games are by any stretch, like gimmies. Even Matthias de Ligt said that one of the biggest things he noticed when he came from Holland to Italy was that all the games are tough. So it really doesn't matter, if it's Inter, they're playing Bologna, they're playing Torino, they're playing Fiorentina, Udinese. These are all tough teams. I mean, look at this Bologna. I mean, they should have beat Juventus a couple weeks ago. They've been having a good stretch of results, and I mean, so I'm not shocked that Inter didn't get a result, but it should have been a draw, but the goalie made a mistake. So having said that, Inter is they played the same amount of games as AC Milan, and they're 2 points behind them, and they'll be playing tomorrow. And we'll see what happens. Both AC Milan and Inter, they're playing tomorrow. Napoli, they played today. I mean, I think they're out of the race. But they won. I know that they beat Sassuolo 6-1. Sassuolo is another team. It's a tough team, and Napoli, they came out and they put the hammer on them because they were upset. They had a couple bad results, which probably cost them the Scudetto, and they came out today, needing a win, and they got it. I heard that the owner of Napoli, they made the team go in retiro, which is basically that the club, the team, the team players, and the coach, they got to stay at the training facility until they work out the issues they got. That's what I heard. And today, when they came out, 4 goals in 20 minutes, it's was a good response. But I think it's just too late for Napoli. It's going to come down to Inter versus AC Milan. I think Juventus, they got the 4th place sewed up for the Champions League. Juventus, they got to play Venezia tomorrow. Venezia's in last place. I know, some of my followers, they're U.S. national team fans. So we want to see Tanner Tessman and Gianluca Buzio from the U.S. team stay in the Serie A, but it doesn't look like a Venezia. There's no way that they're gonna get a result. They're gonna get a result from the Juventus game tomorrow. Because Juventus, they're trying to stay. If Juventus can win 2 more games, they will be solidified for next year's Champions League, because I believe they're 8 points ahead of Roma right now. So that's what's going on. It's the championship is going to come down to Inter and AC Milan. Honestly, to be honest with you, I think the Inter is the strongest team in Italy. I don't think AC Milan is as strong as them. I know the AC Milan, they may win the league, but I think Inter is a stronger team. I think Inter is one of the top 5 teams in the world. Like as you guys know, they they had some unfortunate luck in the Champions League with Barella getting a red card and not able to play in the knockout stage, and then the game against Liverpool, that second leg. You hear me say time and time again. He got a red card, Sanchez, right after Inter scored, and Inter is a nasty team, and so I think Inter is the best team in Italy, and then I know AC Milan, they're doing good, but I guess I would say probably they're the second best team. And yeah, I think that would be a fair Final Four. Inter, AC Milan, Napoli, and Juventus. I'm not sure that Napoli is better than Juventus, but those will be good teams for the Champions League next year. Inter is gonna get some good players over the summer. Same with AC Milan. Juventus is gonna reload. And Napoli, they're going to be back in the Champions League from having an absence. So whether people that want to talk smack about the Italian league, but next year you wait. Those 4 teams are going to do some damage in the Champions League. So, anyways, that's the situation in the Serie A. We'll see what the Inter and AC Milan they do tomorrow. But I think there's a good chance AC Milan's going to win the title, though I think Inter is the strongest team. So we're going to switch gears and we're going to go to some European this past week action. I'm going to talk about the UEFA Conference League because this is the sole Italian team left in Europe, Roma. I think they had a solid outing in Leicester. I see some negative comments online by people, in my opinion, they don't know nothing about soccer. Oh, Roma is a 5th place Serie A team and they go to England to play Leicester City and they can't even beat them. In Leicester City, I don't know, I think they're, maybe 8th or 10th in the Premier League. People forget that this is a semifinal. I mean, the standings, that doesn't mean nothing at this point in the game. You're in a semifinal. Both these teams want to win. They want to go to the final and win a cup. And on top of that, Leicester City is not even that team last year, not even a year ago, they were in the top 4 in the Premier League. And, I don't know what happened this year because, we're not really following the Premier League, but who knows? They could have had some injuries or they, had some rough results. That's football. The ball's round. Anything can happen. But these comments about Roma being in 5th place in Serie A cannot beat the Leicester City. And how that's pathetic that the Serie A side can't do that. You don't know football. You don't. Jose Mourinho, he went there. He's not a stupid coach. He went there, and he was going there not to lose, and he was going there to play defense and to make sure his team had a chance in the second leg to get to the Conference League final. And that's what he did. They scored 1 goal, and they gave up an own goal, a 1-1 draw. That's a perfect result. Now they're going to go back to Rome, and it's going to be a packed house in the Stadio Olimpico with 90,000 fans. And we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. Leicester City, I don't want to make any predictions because I usually jinx myself. But Leicester City, they're gonna have a tough time over there. The Roma, they're gonna want to win, and we'll see. So we're gonna, Roma is a good team, and they went to England to make sure that when they came back to Italy, that they had a chance to progress to the final. and I think there's a good chance that they're gonna progress to the final and help out the Serie A and try to get a cup. Even though it's not the cup that we want to win, it's better than nothing. So we'll also talk about the Champions League. You had Real Madrid versus Manchester City and Liverpool versus Villarreal. We'll start with the Liverpool versus Villarreal. This is the problem you have when you playing like Villarreal. For anybody that watched the Champions League this year and you saw that Villarreal versus Juventus. Juventus dominated that game. There were so many chances for them to score. It was absolutely a joke that they didn't score. But that's soccer. You don't put the ball in the net, you get made to pay. Villarreal, they stayed 11 men behind the ball the whole game, and they got one opportunity. They got a penalty kick, and they scored, and they ended up winning the game. They did the same thing against against the Bayern Munich, I believe. And now they went to play against Liverpool, and they're doing the same thing. But, playing that kind of way, after a while, you end up getting burned. And they gave up an own goal, Villarreal, and then they let the Liverpool score a goal. But as far as I'm concerned, that tie is over. There is no way that Villarreal is going to win and get to the Champions League final. There's no way. Liverpool 100% will score in Spain. That Villarreal team is going to have to open up and not play in a defensive shell and score a goal. And Liverpool is gonna make them pay. But we'll see. The ball's round. I think Liverpool is pretty close to certain in the final. Real Madrid versus Manchester City. That's a tough one. I mean, I wasn't impressed by his defense in this game, but Manchester City, they always score. I mean, they got a one goal lead right now, and they always score every game they play. They score. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Real Madrid, but it's possible. I mean, I would say it's probably like 60%. 65% Manchester City to progress, and then 35% Real Madrid. I hope Real Madrid advances because Carlo Ancelotti is our Italian. He's the coach over there. I hope that, I like to see him do good things. So we'll see. Regarding this Manchester City team, I mean, maybe I don't watch enough for Premier League, but I just don't see, like the stars on that team. I don't see these players as like maybe they play good together, but these players they got, I mean, to me, they're not anything special. De Bruyne, when he plays for Belgium, and again, I don't watch any Premier League, very little. De Bruyne, when he plays for Belgium, every time he's played for Belgium, I don't see nothing from this guy. Same thing. You got these other players. Foden, I seen him play against Italy and England. He did nothing. So I'm a believer that there's no I in team. Maybe that team would just play good together, but it's just a little kind of shocking to me that team has been so strong and successful, because the players they got on that team, they don't seem like like these superstar names. I mean, who do they got? That Walker guy on defense, Grealish. I mean, Grealish. I'm sure he's a nice player, but I mean, this is not players like top world-class players. When I'm talking about, I know they're not playing right now, but I'm talking about players like Pirlo, like Totti, like Kaká, Hernan Crespo. this is the kind of players I'm talking about. World-class players. Zidane, Ronaldo, the real Ronaldo. You know, and $100 million for these guys. I don't understand. Maybe they just play good together, this Manchester City. But I don't see that they have this like super elite players, just like players like I just mentioned. But I'm sure they got good players and they play good together. I think that Manchester City and Liverpool, they're having a good run right now. But to me, you talk about best teams all time. I don't see it. I mean, I've seen some really good teams. And I'm not just saying Italian teams, but the Manchester United of the early 2000s was a really good team. You had the AC Milan of Arrigo Sacchi. You had the AC Milan of Carlo Ancelotti. You had the Marcello Lippi Juventus. You had the Jose Mourinho Inter. I mean, these are really, in my opinion, those are real world-class teams, and that I don't think that they would have any problem with Manchester City or Liverpool. So having said that, we're gonna end it on that note. Hope you like my stuff. We're gonna keep it coming.